Let us see the next problem. Show that the vector f is irrotational. After proving it is irrotational, also find a scalar function phi such that this condition holds true. We have seen this condition already. Let us solve the problem. So what is the first sub question we need to prove? It is irrotational. We have to show curl f is equal to 0. To say it is irrotational, we need to prove curl f is equal to 0. Let us find what is the curl f. Curl f is nothing but del cross f, that is determinant. First row and second row are always fixed. Third row is the coefficients of ijk in f. What are the coefficients here? This, and this. So these are the coefficients of ijk where we need to write here. Now what? Let us expand this determinant. How do we expand? I into, neglect this column and this row, cross multiply. Dou by dou y of x plus y. Let us differentiate this. If we differentiate this, what is the differentiation of x with respect to y? 0. And differentiation of y with respect to y is 1. So what you get if you multiply like this, you get 1. Then in between minus. Let us differentiate in this way. Differentiation of z with respect to z is 1. Differentiation of x with respect to z will be 0. So what you get? 1 here minus j into cross multiplication. We neglect this column and this row, we cross multiply. Dou by dou x of x plus y. What is the differentiation of x with respect to x? 1. Differentiation of y with respect to x is 0. What you get here? You get 1 minus. If you multiply in this way, dou by dou z of y is 0. Dou by dou z of z is 1. You will get 1 here plus k into we neglect this row and this column, cross multiply. Dou by dou x of this, dou by dou x of z is 0. Dou by dou x of x is 1. So we get 1 here minus dou by dou y of this. Dou by dou y of y is 1 plus dou by dou y of z is 0. So what you get here? You get 1 finally. So your 1 minus 1 is 0, 0, 0. So everything is 0. So our curl is 0. So we got our curl f is equal to 0. That proves that the given vector f is irrotational. Now let us see how do we find a scalar function phi satisfying this condition. The f is irrotational. Now let us consider del phi is equal to f. We will consider in the other way. Del phi is equal to f. We need to consider this condition and find what is phi. We are going to find phi which satisfies this condition. Del phi is given by this expression. Del phi is this is equal to f. F is the given vector. Now we will equate the coefficients of ijk, because it says equality of two vectors. Two vectors are equal. Two vectors are equal only if their coefficients of ijk are equal. Let us equate the coefficient of I from here with this, and coefficient of j with this, coefficient of k with this. So dou phi by dou x is equal to y plus x. We will equate with this. So we have equated the coefficients of I. Now we need to find phi. If you want to find phi, you just have to integrate both sides. You have to integrate both sides with respect to x. So if you integrate here, this derivative and this integral will get cancelled. What remains is phi. Here integral of y plus z with respect to what? Dx with respect to x. So let us simplify this. And here what do we need to write the integration constant also. So instead of writing c1 as integration constant, we take it as a function of y comma z, because if you are integrating with respect to x, your y and z are constants. Your y and z are constants. So instead of taking c1 constant, let us take that constant as a function of y and z. So we can take, because y and z are constants, because we are integrating with respect to x. So what we do? We write the integration constant as f1 of y comma z, because y and z are constants here. So that is phi is equal to integration of y with respect to x is because y is constant, integration of any constant is constant into x. So we can have constant into x, yx. Integration of y is yx, because integration of any constant with respect to x will be constant into x. So in the place of constant we have y dx. So what you get? Constant into x. That is nothing but xy. We can write. That's why we have taken integration of y with respect to x as xy. Similarly, integration of z is also a constant. Integration of z with respect to x will be xz plus f1, right? So we got 1 phi. We got 1 phi by equating the coefficients of I. Now similarly, let us equate the coefficients of j to get one more phi. So we have equated the coefficients of I. Now let us equate the coefficients of j. Let us equate the coefficient of j with this here. That is dou phi by dou y is equal to z plus x. We will equate here. Dou phi by dou y is equal to z plus x. Now what happens? We integrate both sides. Derivative and integration will get cancelled. What you get? Phi is equal to integration of z plus x with respect to what we have integrated with respect to y, because we need to cancel this dou by dou y. To cancel dou by dou y, we need to integrate with respect to y only, with respect to y, plus integration constant. What should be the constant? It should be, since we have integrated with respect to y, your x and z are constants. Your x and z are constants. So your constant can be taken as f2 of x comma z. So this is a constant. Why we have taken f2? Because we have used f1 here. Next is f2. Let us integrate this. What is the integration of this constant with respect to y? Yes, with respect to y we are integrating. If you integrate with respect to y, any constant, you will get constant into y. So you get constant z into y. That is yz. You will get integration of x with respect to y will be xy. X into y, because x is also constant. Plus we got one more phi by equating the coefficients of j. Now let us equate the coefficients of k. Let us equate the coefficients of k with this coefficient. Dou phi by dou z is equal to x plus y. Dou phi by dou z is equal to x plus y. We will equate. As usual, we integrate both sides with respect to z. Then this derivative and this integration will get cancelled. What you get is phi integral with respect to z. Integral with respect to z. And since we are integrating with respect to z, what are your constants? X and y. So your constant will be taken as function of x comma y. After f2 we will take f3 of x comma y. So your constant is in terms of x and y. Let us integrate this. What is the integration of x with respect to z? Yes, it is xz. xz here plus integration of y is yz plus integration constant. So in this way we got one more function phi. We got one more function phi. Now let us simplify this. So we got three functions phi, 1, 2, and this is the other one, 3. Right? We need to make all these phi values same. We need to make all these phi values unique. With the help of these integration constants, let us see how do we make these phi's unique with the help of these constants. Here, now we need to suitably choose arbitrary constants. We need to choose suitably these arbitrary constants such that we need to choose all these arbitrary constants such that we obtain an unique expression for y. Unique expression for y we want. Now let us see what is the procedure to choose this f1. To choose f1 of y comma z, we look into the equations 2 and 3. So this is your equation 1, equation number 2, equation number. How do we choose f1? We look into the equations 2 and 3. In this equation 2 and 3, we have to observe carefully equation 2 and 3, and what we need to select 2 and 3, we need to look carefully 2 and 3. And select terms which do not contain x. So to choose the value of f1 of y comma z, you need to observe here, you need to observe in the other two equations and select terms which do not contain x. Now let us see which are all the terms which do not contain x. here. This is the term which do not contain x. This term contains x, so don't select this. This term also contains x, don't take this. This is one more term here, we have yz, which is same as this, which do not contain x. So we take only one time, the same terms we take only one time. So what all terms you got which does not contain x? Only one term, yz. So we take this yz, we write this yz in this place, So we choose f1 as yz. So how we selected? To choose f1, look for the other equations which contains the terms independent of x. So this is only the term. So we take this as f1. Okay. Let us choose f1 of y comma z. So what is the f1 of y comma z? It is just yz. Now let us go for f2. Similarly, we have to choose f2 x comma z. To choose f2, we need to see equation 1 and 3. Equation 1 and 3. Here, to choose f2, we need to look equation 1 and 3 for the terms which are independent of y. F2 should be independent of y. Let us see for the terms which are independent of y now. So this is the term which contains y, so we cannot take this. This term is independent of y. So there is no y, so we can select this. And in this equation number 3, which are the terms which are independent of y? This term contains y, so we cannot take this. So this is the term which is independent of y, so we can take this. But here is also xz, here also xz, so we can take only one time xz. We should take xz only one time if you have same terms, right? So we take xz in the place of f2. So f2 is equal to, f2 is what? f2 is xz. Now let us go for f3. To select f3, to choose f3, so we need to look at equation 1 and 2 and select the terms which are independent of z. So which are all the terms which are independent of z? Yes, this term is independent of z because z is not there. So we can select this for f3. And this term contains z, so we cannot select this. In this term contains z, we cannot select. This term is independent of z, but this is same as this term which is already taken. So what is our f3? f3 is just xy, so we can write f3 as xy. Now let us replace. Now we are going to replace. If you replace in the place of f1 yz here, if you replace in the place of x2 xz, and if you replace xy in the place of f3, and see, this phi is unique now. How? xy here, then xz here, xz here. then yz here, yz, yz, yz. See, all are same now. This phi is same as this phi is same as this phi. So in this procedure, by using this procedure, we have made phi unique. So we got our phi. Thus the required phi is, what is the required phi? After replacing, if you replace, what is your required phi? You can take any one phi. You can take any one phi. Now before replacing here, if you replace here yz, you can take this as your phi now. You can phi. What is your phi? Any one of these you can take. All are same. Any one of these you can take here. X, y, y, z, z, x. See? X, y, y, z, z, x. Cyclically we have written. Any phi you can take. See, this is what is the question? Find the value of the constant a such that the vector field is irrotational. So here we are not going to prove it is irrotational. It has been already given. The vector field F is irrotational. They have already mentioned that the given vector field F is irrotational. Only thing, if this is irrotational, find the value of A. Find the value of A. If this vector satisfies curl F is equal to 0, then what should be your value of A? We need to find. And then what else? After finding the value of A, hence find a scalar function phi such that F is equal to del phi. We need to find phi also. Now let us first see how do we find the vector A. We have to find the quantity A. We need to find the constant A. It is not the vector. It is a constant A. We have to find A such that curl F is equal to 0. See, this is the given condition using which we need to find the value of A. Curl F is equal to, what do we mean by curl F? It is a determinant and it is 0. It is already given. We are just using this condition. First row is ijk, second row is partial derivatives, third row is the coefficient of F. See here. These are the coefficients of ijk we have taken here. Now let us simplify. I into neglect this and neglect this, cross multiply. If you cross multiply dou by dou y of this function, since this function is completely independent of y, this is a constant. So what is the differentiation of this? It will go to 0. Dou by dou y of this is 0. And what is the dou by dou z of this? Let us see. Again, if you observe, this term is completely independent of z. There is no z. So it is also a constant and differentiation goes to 0. Minus 0. Now let us go for j. Minus j into, we neglect this row and this column, we cross multiply dou by dou x of this. What happens? Let us see if you differentiate this with respect to x. Here we have x. It is not independent of x. It is depending on x. What are all constants we have? 1 minus a and z square are the constants. So we write 1 minus a into z square as it is. Differentiation of x is 1, which is not written. Then minus here if you write minus, let us see minus. Now if you differentiate this, what happens? Differentiation of this is 0 minus 0 minus, what is the differentiation of z cube with respect to z? 3z square. 3z square. What happens? Minus into minus, it will be plus. So that is what we have written here. Plus z square. Now what we go for k? Plus k into, neglect this row and this column, cross multiply. Dou by dou x of this. What is constant here? A minus 2 is constant. And what is the differentiation of x square? 2x. So we can write it as 2 into a minus 2 into x. See? Or a minus 2 into 2x. Differentiation is 2x here minus in this way. Minus dou by dou y of this. Dou by dou y of this. What is the differentiation of this with respect to y? Ax is constant, we write as it is ax. Differentiation of y is 1. Minus differentiation of z cube with respect to y is 0. So we will not write that. So this completes the evaluation of a determinant. Is equal to 0 we need to maintain. We need to maintain is equal to 0 because it is a given condition. So this goes to 0. What else? Now let us simplify this. If you take z square outside, what remains? 1 minus a plus 3. If you take z square outside, what remains? 1 minus a plus 3. So what it is? You will get 4 minus a z square. You will get 4 minus a z square. Here minus we have, minus sign. Minus j is also there. Let us write j. Minus j as it is. Now if you multiply this minus sign inside, what it becomes? A minus into minus plus a minus 4. That is what they have written directly. A minus 4 z square into j. Now here let us simplify that. What have been taken constant? X is constant. Let us take x outside. If you take x outside, let us see what remains. I multiply this 2 inside here and here. So what you get? K into 2a minus 4, 2 to the 4 minus a. X has been taken out. So what remains? 2a minus a. 2a minus a is a minus 4 into x. Right? Then you get a minus 4 in the bracket. A minus 4. See, like this. Now let us simplify it further. The above equation is identically satisfied when a is 4. How do we say this? Identically satisfied when a is 4. We are claiming that this vector becomes 0. This vector becomes 0 only when, if you take in the place of a 4, in the place of a 4. That means 4 minus 4 will go to 0. 4 minus 4 will go to 0. Everything will go to 0. We want the answer 0 because the condition it says RHS is 0. To make RHS 0, our A should be 4. So that 4 minus 4, 0. 4 minus 4 0. So that we can conclude that A is 4. So we got the value of A as 4. Now let us put the value of A is equal to 4 everywhere in the given vector. Here, by taking A is equal to 4 in the vector F and considering this condition, because in the question they have given, we need to find our phi by keeping in this condition in mind. Let us substitute A is equal to 4. Here we are taking the value of A in F, because A is unknown in F. We should take the value of A first. So what is del phi? Del phi is this, and wherever A is there, if you keep 4 in that place and simplify, you will get this vector. If you substitute A is equal to 4 and simplify, you will get this vector. Now what we do, we need to equate the coefficients of I as we did in the previous problem, and coefficients of j, then coefficients of k. What is, if you equate the coefficient of I, you will get this. Then what we do, we integrate both sides. We integrate both sides with respect to x, because it is the partial derivative with respect to x. Cancels, what you get? Phi is equal to integration of with respect to z. Now let us integrate this. What is the integration constant? What is the integration constant? Since we are integrating with respect to x, your y and z are constants. So we take the integration constant in terms of y and z. If you integrate this phi, integration of this with respect to x, what is the constant here? 4y is constant. Integration of x with respect to x is x square by 2. X square by, what happens? 2 ones are 2 2s are. You will get 2x square y. 2x square y. And what is the integration of z cube with respect to x? Since z cube is constant, we can take it as z cube into x, constant into x. So we get z, x z cube. We can write x z cube plus integration constant as it is. So this is one phi now by equating the coefficients of I. Now let us equate the coefficients of j. Dou phi by dou y is equal to 2x square. Integrate both sides with respect to y. Integration and differentiation get cancelled. What do you get? Phi is equal to integral 2x square into dy plus, we are integrating with respect to y, so x and z are constants. f2 of xz, right? Integration, for the integration of this with respect to y, since this is completely independent of y, it is a constant. So what is the integration? Constant into y, 2x square into y plus integration constant. This is another phi. Now let us equate the coefficients of k. Dou phi by dou z is equal to minus 3xz square. If you integrate differential coefficient and the integral will get cancelled. With respect to z, we are integrating. What is it? Phi is equal to integral of this with respect to z plus integration constant. What are all constants here? X and y. So take the integration constant as f3 of xy. Now let us integrate now. integration of this, if you integrate this, what is constant? 3 minus 3x is constant. Integration of z square is z cube by 3. Integration of z square is z cube by 3. This 3 and this 3 will be cancelled. What remains? Minus x z cube. Minus x z cube will remain, plus integration constant. So we got one more phi. So we got three values of phi. We got three values of phi. We need to make these three phi's unique. How do we make? To select this, to choose this, we look at the terms in other two equations. 1, 2, 3. To choose the terms here, look at the terms here which are independent of x. To select f1, we need to select terms independent of x from 2 and 3. Right? Independent of x. Here it is depending on x, so we cannot take. This term is also depending on x, we cannot take. So there is no term we can choose. So only thing is we need to choose 0 for f1. Now let us go for f2. Now to choose f2, we need to choose the terms independent of y from 1 and 3. From 1 and 3. Independent of y. This term depends on y, we cannot take. So here is a term which is independent of y, minus xz cube. So we can take minus xz cube here. Right? We got one term. And in equation 3, we have the same term, minus xz cube, which we have already taken. There are no other terms. So we got one term for this f2. So let us go for f3. To choose f3, we need to go for independent of z from 1 and 2. In 1, this is the term which is independent of z. So we can select this. Let us write down 2 x square y. Now in this term, it contains z, so we cannot take. Let us go for the equation number 2. Equation 2. In this term, we don't have z, independent of z, but which we have already selected. The same term we have already selected, so you cannot take it again, only one time. So we have almost selected all the values of arbitrary constants. Let us see whether we got a unique function or not. See, 2x square y minus xz cube. Here we need to take minus xz cube. See, because this term was minus xz cube minus xz cube. We have got almost all the terms same. We have got almost all the terms same in all phi's. So this phi is same as this phi is same as this. So what is your phi? Phi is any one phi you can take after selecting after selection. Or you can take this phi, you can take this phi or this phi. So therefore let us choose f1 as 0 f2 as minus xz cube, f3 as 2x square y. So with these your function scalar function phi becomes 2x square y minus xz cube.